Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Finance on Your Terms with me, your host, Mike Benaziak. For this next series, the next two or three videos, what I want to do is kind of go back a couple months to something called the CARES Act. And remember, the CARES Act was promoted and then also implemented because of this pandemic that we've been going through to help kind of stimulate the economy, give people relief in different financial areas. And so when we go back, there was so much going on at that time, and I think everyone's life was thrown into chaos in a lot of different ways. And so you might have missed some of the key points of the CARES Act that actually got passed and went through. So I do want to highlight about two or three of those things over the next 2-3 weeks to make sure that you know what's going on. There's some deadlines coming up, so maybe some of the things that you can take advantage of. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about today is the extension for the tax filing deadline. Now, normally we know April 15th of most every year is the normal tax deadline unless you file an extension. Well, what the CARES Act did was actually push that deadline, that initial tax filing deadline, to July 15th. So it is coming up here in the next month or so, next few weeks, but you still have that time if you haven't filed your taxes that you need to get those done or file an additional extension. Now, the other thing when it comes to your financial goals, when it comes to your portfolio, they also extended the contribution deadline for IRAs. So if you have a traditional IRA, if you've got a Roth IRA sitting out there, maybe you contribute to it on a monthly basis, and that's okay, keep that up. But if you've got some more savings lying around, or you want to get a little bit extra into your 2019 year savings, you are allowed to do so. So again, usually that's April 15th for the deadline, but now that it's July 15th, you can put in that additional amount up to the IRS contribution limit. So $6,000 if you're under the age of 50, $7,000 if you're over the age of 50. Always good to check with your CPA about that and where you land, or if there's any other restrictions to you, whether it's income-based or otherwise. But if you are allowed to contribute and you did not max that out for 2019, you've got the next few weeks to do so. So great place to put some money saved away for retirement that could potentially help you from a tax standpoint down the road. So tax filing deadline, but even more importantly from our aspect, is that contribution deadline was extended. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, continue to share the videos. Let me know other topics. The next two or so weeks will be more about the CARES Act. But let me know your thoughts. What are you guys thinking out there? What are you guys doing differently? What's happening in your world, and how can I help you with that? Again, this has been another episode of Finance on Your Terms with Mike Benaziak, and I will see you guys next week.